we can mention things or part of some things to mean the whole thing. ذكر البعض لتفيد الكل. This is called in Arabic rhetoric. When we talk about salah, as-salatu بمعنى الدعاء. Salah means supplication, literally. So, in the Sharia, the word salatu has a more comprehensive meaning. So why do we name the 5 daily prayers as-salat? It's important that we educate ourselves about this. Some of the scholars said because there's a lot of supplication in it. For example, when we read the Fatiha, we say, اهدنا الصراط المستقيم. Oh Allah, guide me to the right path. صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. To the end. Also, when we go on ruku, we make dua, we make adhkar there. And when we go on sujood, we also make what? Dua. We make supplications to Allah. When we sit, we make supplications to Allah. Some of them said yes. That's why it is called salat. If you say no, salah has to be something that has ruku' and sujood. What of salatul janaza? Salatul janaza is the prayer that we make on someone who is dead. It only involves standing. After you takbir, Allahu Akbar, you read the Fatiha and you make dua. And that's the only dua. It has no ruku', it has no sujood. Ruku' is bending and sujood is prostration. But it is still called as-salah. When it comes to the definition of salah, it is some specific acts that are done at some specific time to worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We'll be talking about that in a bit. That is iqam salah, establishing salah, the conditions of salah, the prerequisite of salah, what makes salah valid, what makes salah invalid, and the rest of that. Az-zakatu. Az-zakat literally means an-nama'u wa ziyada, increment and growth. Increment and grow. If I say zakah shay, something increases, something grows. Why do we use this for taking out of our wealth? Because that is what makes it to grow. When you take something out, it makes it better. I give you a simple example that I usually give. If you leave your hair just to grow that way, you don't groom it, you don't trim the excesses, how will you look? You look so disheveled. But by removing the excesses, it allows, removing the bad ones, it allows fresh and clean one to grow. The same applies to our wealth. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has ordained that a certain percentage of our wealth is taken out, given to people who do not have. And we'll be talking about the details of what conditions, who should we give zakat to when we get to the chapter of zakat, inshallah. Under the condition that it reaches a year that you have accumulated a certain threshold of money is what we call zakat. Upon who zakat is compulsory, yes, upon everyone who has that money. This is a question that someone really asked me. If I'm a child, if a child is, for example, has a wealth and he is not reached the age of puberty, is zakat compulsory upon him? We said yes. Because the reality of zakat is the zakat is compulsory on the wealth, not on the person who possesses the wealth. And this is a major difference between zakat and other pillars of Islam. Zakat is, and that's why we say is your money or your wealth zakatable. It's not about the person. If a child, for example, has not reached puberty, has wealth, it is an obligation upon the wali, the guardian of that child, to take out the zakat from that wealth. It is not the responsibility of such a young fellow. Inshallah, in the next one, we'll be talking about as-siyam and al-hajj, inshallah. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh.